Now we are joined with a phone call by our guest, Dr. Mohamed Fahim, the advisor to the Minister of Agriculture. Good afternoon, Dr. Mohamed.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Mohamed, I would like to ask you about what are the most important crops in which Egypt has achieved self-sufficiency?
Okay, thank you very much for this chance. You know that Egypt has very limited resources, agricultural resources,
Yes.
water and land, but because we have a very good system for agriculture, already we have, Egypt has achieved self-sufficiency in
Yes.
several agricultural sectors, particularly in the vegetables and fruits. Vegetables such as tomatoes, potatoes,
Right.
cucumbers, etc. Egypt produces a surplus of vegetable and fruits for both local consumption and export, particularly for the potatoes and for tomatoes. We have already self-sufficient for the rice. Is another stable crop in Egypt, and while there is some reliance on imports, domestic production has been largely sufficient in meeting local demand. Wheat, we have a problem with the production, national production, because wheat overall is cultivated under the rainfall, but here is irrigated crop. So we have almost 50% from our consumption from this crop.
Well, Dr. Mohamed, what about the most important agricultural project that the state has established to provide crops?
Of course, we have a very large and projects, especially in the desert, depend on underground water. We have New Delta project as a large-scale project aimed at reclaiming desert lands for agriculture, focusing on the cultivation of wheat, corn, and vegetable. We have already another project, the Sustainable Agricultural Development Program, as a program here until 2030. We have some huge area in the desert, especially in south part of Egypt, like Sharq al-Wainat, East Wainat, and Toshka, Gharb Armenia, and we have areas around the desert, very close to the valley. So we have a very big project as a mega project with hundreds of thousands of fathom. It's already now produced some of very important crops for the export and for the local consumption.
All right, Dr. Mohamed. For the aggregation system, how the development of this system contribute to improve the crop's productivity?
This is a very good issue to talk about the irrigation, because
Yes.
we know we have a short limitation of the water, because we depend mainly on the Nile water for the agriculture. 80%
Yes.
from the water, fresh water from the Nile, go to agriculture area. But because we have a shortage of underground water in desert, we have a drip and sprinkler irrigation is by law, is obligation for the farmers and investors to use modern irrigation techniques in the desert. So we have 4 million fadan irrigated by modern irrigation techniques like drip, sprinkler. We have a pivot techniques already, and we have already new irrigation projects
Yes.
to change the system in old land to be modern irrigation.
Yes. For the agriculture, the exports recorded a record increase last year. What are the most important agricultural products that Egypt exports?
Yes, agricultural export from Egypt now has a significant increase last few years. Egypt has become one of the leading exporters of agricultural products, particularly to EU area and Gulf area and the Africa markets and the Russian market. So we have now a very good opportunity to export good quality crop products to this area. Already we have the diversification of export crops. We export 400 agricultural crops, 400 agricultural crops to the 160 60 countries. So the agricultural exports from Egypt has very, very good quality and good amount now exported to the over the world.
All right, Dr. Mohamed. The state has been interested in supporting the farmer. What are the forms of support that the state provide to the farmers?
Egyptian state has shown increasing interest in supporting farmers.
Yes.
Maybe, for example, for that, we have subsidies for nitrogen fertilizers, especially for small-scale farmers below than 20 fadan. And already we have some subsidies for the strategic crop seeds as certified seeds for wheat, for corn, for rice, and we have contract agriculture to determine price support and market access, of course. And we have some extension services. Now we can use a modern techniques for the extension services for farmers by telecom, some telecom services, by modern and electronic services, by to advise the farmers especially against the climate change.
Yes. What will be the reflect in the future in terms of these agricultural projects, and the support to the farmers? How this can have a reflect on Egypt?
For support to private to the farmers.
Yes.
Of course, now the state, Egypt government, think about the insurance, agricultural insurance is very important for farmers.
Yes.
Especially, we have a problem with the climate change. So the agricultural insurance now as approach of the government is very important for, especially for small-scale farmers. The government now already have a good project to deliver the agricultural machinery, especially the modern agricultural machineries for the farmers. Now we have social insurance and health care of farmers. We have now initiative of decent life, Hayat Karima.
Yes.
It targeted the rural areas, targeted the farmers, targeted the villages to be rehabilitation of all the structure and infrastructure of the rural area.
Well, Dr. Mohamed, how these projects can be established facing the challenges of the climate today?
Okay, climate change, it is a fact now. Climate change in Egypt, from 20 years ago, we have some hazards and extreme weather events. Every year, every season, we faced by strange pattern of climate. So we have now varieties, crop varieties, tolerant to the heat wave, to the cold wave, to the extreme weather events. So the tolerant varieties of wheat, of maize, of corn, of some vegetable now is very good tool to support and help farmers against the climate change. We have now the state built very huge station to treat water, drainage water. We have a station in Mahsama, 1 million cubic meters per day. We have Bahr al-Bakar station, 5.5 million cubic meters per day. We have now a new Delta station to treat drainage water by 7.5 million cubic meters. So we have a very good facilities to face a climate change hazard in Egypt.
Well, Dr. Mohammed, what are the strategies taken to export the crops to other countries? How Egypt can, through this agricultural projects, can help other countries to export these crops?
You know, we exported now last year to 2023. We exported already 7.5 million tons for 160 countries over world. So it's a very huge amount from Egypt. It means that Egypt here has a very good quality for the crops exported for those countries. So we have now a citrus fruit. Egypt is one of the world's leading exporters of citrus fruits, particularly oranges. Now one is the first country for the citrus export over the world. We have potato. Last year we export 1 million tons of potato. So Egypt here is a major exporter of potatoes, especially to European and Middle Eastern countries. We have fresh and processed vegetables already, tomato, onions, cucumber, among Egypt's top vegetable exports also. And already we have a cotton and herbs and spices plants. We have a good export windows over the world.
Yes, Dr. Mohammed. What is the difference between the exporting of Egypt to vegetables to other countries in 2023 and now, within the strategies taken to establish the agricultural projects?
If we can use the statistics, we can back to 10 years ago, 2014. Egypt exported 4 million tons from fresh agricultural products, fresh. 2023, we export 7.5 million. So it's like a double of fresh agricultural products. Now we expecting that up in the end of this year we'll export like 8 or 8.1 million ton. So the export size and the export volume now is very significant, increasing for all the countries.
Yes. Dr. Mohamed Fahim, thank you so much for joining us today in Cairo local time. Thank you, Dr. Mohamed, the advisor to the Minister of Agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, we will go for a short break and come back again. Stay with us.